Welcome, this is Carrie Schell from On Point Quilter. Did you know that you can create a stunning block just by the use of a stripe? Learn how to do that in this tutorial. I've set up a new project and called it Kaleidoscope with Stripes. And then in the project sketchbook, if you go to fabrics, you can see that I've cleared all the standard fabrics and I added 3 fabrics from the Rose Whispers collection by Eleanor Burns. Now this is the February 2021 Fabric of the Month collection from Electric Quilt, so you can get that free on their website. So let's go ahead and close the project sketchbook and select Design a Block from Scratch. Select New Block, Pieced, Polydraw. Under the grid properties, select the type Kaleidoscope and set the number of dimensions at 4 by 4. Let's change the block width and height to 12 by 12. Polydraw provides us with a special grid just for Kaleidoscope blocks. Select the Polyline tool. Let's create piecing for our first wedge. Go to the upper left corner, double-click to start, and then we're going to go down 2 snap points, single click. Next go to the midpoint of the top and single click, and then go back to the start and double click. In Polydraw, every patch must start and stop at the same node. You can identify the beginning node with the green box. And just so you can see what we've got done, I'm going to hide show autofill so that is filled in. Then select Clone, and we're going to move that to the other side of the wedge. And then with the Polyline tool, we're going to trace the diamond in the center. For this one, let's just start in the middle at the top, double click, see that big green box, single click at each other node where we're going to change direction, and we need to go back to the beginning and double click to finish. Then with the Pick tool, click, hold, and drag a box so everything is selected. Select Clone and do a single rotate. Drag the crosshairs in the center to the adjoining wedge. For the corner, select the Polyline tool, double-click at one of the nodes to start, single-click at the 2 intermediate nodes, and double-click at the beginning node to finish. Select the Pick tool and drag a box to completely enclose all of the filled patches. Select Clone followed by 2 rotates, and that's just 2 single clicks, and move to the lower right. With the patches still selected, select Clone and rotate 2 clicks. Then do another Clone, rotate, and 2 clicks and fill the upper left corner. Select the Color tab and color the center with 1 fabric, the diamonds around that with the stripe, and the corners with the pink. Now at this point you're probably saying, where is the rotate option? And that is a great question, and the answer is there is no rotate option in the block work table. So let me share with you my hack for creating correctly rotated fabrics on a block. Select Add to Project Sketchbook. Select the Quilt work table and select a new quilt with the style horizontal. Go to the Layout tab and change the number of blocks to 1 horizontal and 1 vertical. Change the size of the block to 12 by 12. This will match the design size. Go to the Border tab and delete the border. And then go to the Design tab. Under Block Tools, Set Block, scroll to the end to find our block, and click on the quilt. Now if you select Fabric Tools, you're going to see that we have options to fussy cut and to rotate. Let's start with the stripe. So I will select Rotate Fabric. Since there are 8 sides to the block, select Advanced And for the starting angle for the first rotation, use 0 and increase the number of rotations to 8. Then identify a patch that has the correct rotation. I chose to use the 2 patches on the right edge. Consider that rotation 0. Go to the adjoining wedge and click on each of the patches 1 time. Then go to the next wedge and click on each of them 2 times, and continue doing that around the quilt, with the last rotation being 7 clicks. Select Fussy Cut and now drag each of the patches so the exact same stripe is at the top. Repeat for all of the wedges. Although we don't have a stripe, we could also do something similar with the large-scale print in the center. So start with the patch at the top, and using Fussy Cut, move the patch to a section that is appealing. Identify some characteristics of that sectioning so that you can find it in the adjoining patches. Now, I identified the big rows with the little group of flowers underneath and a little bit of pink on the left edge. Under Rotate Fabric, select Advanced Rotation, and now change the starting angle for the first rotation to 45 degrees. Going clockwise around the quilt, select the next wedge and do a single click. The next one, 2 clicks. Continue increasing the number of clicks as you move around the block, with the last diamond having 7 clicks. Select Fussy Cut and move the fabric until you can find the exact same place in the fabric as we did in the first patch. Using the same process, Fussy Cut each of the remaining diamonds. Once everything is positioned, select Hide Show Quilt Patch Lines and select Add to Project Sketchbook. Now let's assume we want 4 of those Fussy Cut blocks in a quilt. Go back to the Layout tab and change the number of blocks to 2 by 2. Select the Border tab and select Add. Change the size to 2 inches and change the style to mitered. Select the Design tab. Notice the center had all of the blocks positioned correctly. Select the paintbrush and color the borders using the striped fabric. Select Rotate Fabric and change to the style Simple. We're going to assume that we want the orientation on the right, so click on the bottom patch 1 time, click on the one on the left 2 times, and the one on the top 3 times. Select Fussy Cut and adjust each of the border pieces so that the dark blue stripe is on the outside. Select the magnification tool and zoom in on the upper left corner. Now things were not exactly matched up, so I used Fussy Cut and adjusted the pieces so the miters come together perfectly in all of the corner. Scroll to the remaining 3 corners and make sure that everything is coming together perfectly. Zoom out and add to Project Sketchbook. Thanks so much for watching. For additional tips and techniques, please subscribe to my weekly newsletter at onpointquilter.com. Also, check out the related blog post where I have shared a number of examples from members of my Techniquilters group who have created their own striped kaleidoscopes